Morning guys, Ed here. This is my dollar index analysis for the 27th of July 2012. Now getting started with the weekly chart and just doing a review because it's a Friday. Today we'll do a review of what happened this week. And from the beginning of the week, the whole plan was to try and push up to try and break this 84.20 zone. So 84 to 84.20, and once we did break that, I thought there's going to be a nice push up to 85. However, we came right off the top of that zone. We didn't manage to break it, worked our way down, and then yesterday, if you remember, the ECB president came out and spoke about keeping the euro together, which just put the uh, a nice spike up in the euro and pound and Aussie, so risk on mode, and the dollar just weakened. So we find ourselves with a bearish candle at the end of this week, and we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens today and how that closes. It'll be very interesting. So let's move on to the daily chart. On the daily chart, you can see the zone which we just came off of this week. I mean, that's quite a big daily bar. Now, this pennant that we drew in the last couple of weeks is providing our first level of support on the dollar. We have made a new lower low on this swing, that is. So we made a higher high, and then now we're making a lower low. So what I'm expecting, because it's a Friday, I'm not really expecting too many. I'm not expecting it to push through this trend line, top of this trend line, just because it is on the daily chart and a lot of people can see it. So I'm expecting to see some sort of support around this level. So that's mid 82s. So a push down there, and then maybe we find ourselves back, or a push up to the daily 5, and then we find ourselves back here. That's the kind of thing I'm sort of expecting to happen today. The stochastics are not really showing us too much, so that's it on the daily chart. Let's have a look at the 4-hour chart. I've got my trade plans from yesterday on the 4-hour chart. I was bullish on the dollar until Draghi came and spoke. So once that happened, then everything, all the trade plans were just invalidated, and it was just a short on the dollar or long on euro pound. I hope you guys got some of those pips. I did. And where we find ourselves at the moment on the 4-hour chart, you can see this big blue turquoise light blue color, sorry. We are at a level of support here. Now it is quite a large level, quite a large zone, so it'll be interesting to see if it holds. I mean, ideally we'll be looking at something like this to now. Yeah, we can use this zone now actually to as a short zone. So ideally we'll be looking like something like this to so we can short the dollar, but it just seems more likely that we'll get a continuation down to this, to the top of this trend line, and then we from then on we can push up and see if we can get some sort of a retracement. So these are my two trade plans, depending on which way we go initially. I'll change this color to orange. It doesn't make much of a difference as orange, so I'll change it to that. So either one of these is what I'm going to be looking for on the 4-hour chart. Now notice the 4-hour stochastics. They're oversold, but they were oversold from yesterday. Sorry, yeah, oversold from yesterday, so It could just keep going down, but they could also be indicating that we are close to reversing, at least for a day or so. And let's move on to the 1 hour chart. 1 hour chart, you can see the trade plan from yesterday, which worked out to some extent until uh, we got that the ECB president speaking. So what we can use this zone from yesterday for is now as a short zone. This is a zone where I will take a short. I'll change that. Okay. So this is a zone where I would take a short. We might get an aggressive short from here, from the 38.2. And this one I wouldn't think too much about. I would just take this. Now I am expecting support at this is my first level of support at the top of the trend line, and if we do break that, then the second one is down here, and the second one is this upward moving trend line. So there we go. Stochastics on the out. Sorry, that's the 4 hour. Yeah. Okay, so that should pretty much be the day. It would take a couple of hours definitely to get up there. At the moment, seems pretty unlikely that would happen on a Friday, but we'll see what happens. And the other way, if we get a move down first, then I'm expecting a support at this level, the screen, and then we push up at least to the aggressive short zone, which is 38.2. So depending on what happens initially, I'm going to be looking to either take a short from initially looking for some hesitation up here at 83.10, and then push it down to 82.60. Or if we push down to 82.60 and maybe get a double bottom, then I'm going to look to long that up to this zone. So that's what I'm looking for on the hourly chart. And just taking a quick look on the 15-minute. And 15-minute, we've got the daily central pivot, so that should provide that could provide a nice little entry short, which is 83.10. Beautiful. That's also our aggressive short zone, so there's an overlap here uh, that that looks pretty good for an initial short attempt, and we can take it down to S1, which is at 82.30, so that's actually past the 82.60, which is the double bottom, so that's something to look out for as a first target. This could be the second target, and that's what I've got planned for today. So hopefully we get some of these some of the price action pushing into our zones, so we can take some trades. Otherwise, not much to do from this middle ground trading. So thank you for listening, and I'll see you guys later. Cheers.